Hello, welcome back to my channel today. Thank you for all the support. Really do appreciate all of the support, the likes, the contact that you guys have been making with me. I really do love it. So today I did say that I was going to come back with Animal Arcadia, which is the cutest kit, especially if you like steampunk, and steampunk animals are even better. I am going to be starting with this cute little chihuahua there with all of his hardware on. It is only one of the smaller toppers, so I am going to be using the picture perfect pad for quite a lot of it actually, and then leaving the cardstock, which has got this beautiful little dog. Look at his sad eyes, just looks just like my little Henry. And obviously you've got that beautiful delicate foiling on there as well. It's just getting better and better, the foiling on these kits, in my opinion. So let's pop that to the side. And I thought I would start, just as no surprise, actually both my cards are going to be starting out with a 6x12 card base, and it is the 300 GSM white cardstock. So let's start by scoring that down at the 6-inch. So we're just scoring it in half, and I am going to cut away some of the sides on this. So we're going to have a cutaway panel with a centre. Shall I do it down the centre? I was thinking I would do it down the centre, but now I'm thinking maybe I should mix it up and do it maybe a different way. Let's have a little look. So bring in the papers I was going to use. So I really like this one. Big sad that it's got the beautiful cats on the back. And then there was one with some, that's it there. This one again, big sad, it's got a beautiful panda and that monkey. Again, looking quite wistful. And there's a bat there, so all of your gothic mates as well, people that like the gothic cards. You might be able to just slide into that little niche there. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it slightly off center just to make things a little bit different. So I'm just going to cut across to the 1-inch, and then I'm going to nip over to the 4. So my trimmer allows me to line this up. I think the Hunkydory one does the same. And a lot of other trimmers will do that. If not, you can just measure it with a ruler. And then if I pop that back in and down to the bottom, this was the 2-inch one, so I can just go right up to that middle line. And then if I turn it over that way, let's just take that bit off. Pop that up to the 1-inch mark and just bring that up to meet. If you're at all worried, then obviously just cut it to just before and finish it off with your ruler. And so I've got a card blank that looks like this. Actually I need that out, so don't put that away. So I'm just going to use my bone folder, just a little bit fluffy on there, so I'm just going to use that. Sorry, my sister's banging about in the kitchen, if you can hear that. Okay, so I need to do a panel for the back. So we know that's 6 inches, so I'm just going to do my usual 2 notches off the 6 all the way around, and that should fit quite nicely onto there, and it does. And then this panel is 3 inches by 6. So I'm going to take another piece of that gold. I'm going to cut that 2 notches below the 3 and 2 notches below the 6. Now, if you're lucky enough to have sort of 6x12 mirror card, you could just skip, make the card itself out of the mirror card, and then just use one mat, so you wouldn't need to use so much of that, you know, mirror card. It would already be done for you. So let's see, so we know this is 8x8. I think I'm happy just to have thinking about cutting off this top piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that will take it to there, and then just having that border at the bottom. I'm happy with that. If I wanted to make it so that it fit, what I could do is then piece that back on there, maybe a bit of ribbon across there to join that up, but I'm not going to. But I can keep that in the book because we may be able to use that on another card, maybe a 3x6, something like that. And then this piece here again, we're going to come in, so we know this piece is 3x6, so my layer on this one is going to be 4 notches under the 3, which is 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then that piece should go onto there quite nicely. Quite happy with those. So I'm just going to carefully pick those back up, pop those at the front of the book so that I know I have them, and I can pop that out of the way for a moment. So let's do a little bit of assembling. So as usual, the glue I'm going to be using is the Kalau all-purpose glue, which comes in a big bottle like that. And then I'm also going to be using some Kalau tacky glue, quick dry tacky glue. That's in my little dispenser. And also I may even, well definitely because these are papers, be using my Crafter's Companion. I've got the dotty one just because that's the one I've got on my desk. So let's go ahead and get these popped down. So I'm just putting my all-purpose glue in the middle, my refilled tacky glue up on those edges. That's purely because I don't want this this Kalau all-purpose glue to splurge over the gold, because it can take the shine off. So I'm going to use it again on the papers to give me that float time, and then I'm just going to use some glue dots in those corners to keep that down. I can just sort of float this into the right position and then press down with those glue dots, and that's secure. I'm going to give that good press over. So the reason why I put a little bit of glue dots on the paper one is just because this has got a water content in, and I find that it does bubble my paper, which sometimes if it's a small amount it can be hidden with a gem or something like that, but I prefer not to have to create a problem I've got to solve later, unless, you know, because it's just easier then. And I do just put a little bit of tacky glue on the corners here. It's just personal for me. I don't like to see the ends come up, so that's why I do just pop a little bit on the ends. And this gold piece is going end to end on there, which is not what I'd planned, but I am going to work with it, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. So let's pop some. So my card must have been just a teeny bit smaller than 6 inches. So again, just that glue dots on the corner, just so I can float that into position. And then when I'm happy, I can give that a good press down, and that's going to stay where we've put it. Okay, so let's bring in this chihuahua. This is super cute. Let's pop him out. And he has got this delicate foiling. Let me just bring that up. Hopefully you can see it. There's all this delicate foiling just all the way around here, like little splatter dots. It's just super cute. And then you've got the watch detail in the corner as well. So he is going to go on there, I think pride of place. And then we need a sentiment, so we've got a choice of just be yourself, party time's got the cat on, birthday wishes with a butterfly, and to somebody very special. I'm going to go with birthday wishes with the butterfly on, because I was planning for this to be for my sister, although her birthday's not till next year now. Let me just grab a knife and pop that out. There we go. And the butterfly, my mum loved butterflies, so we do tend to use butterflies in gifts and things that we give to each other, just as a nod back to her. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe coming over like this. Now if you have managed to get hold of the die, let me just show you this die. I haven't got it, but I know it comes with a kit. I am going to order it next time. This one here with these cogs, it would be perfect to pop this on that background so that that comes down. Sorry, let me move that out of the way. So if you put that cog die in gold or black even, because we've got these black papers, maybe even in craft card behind this panel on the back, so that you can see those cogs through, that would look absolutely stunning. Obviously I haven't got that, so we will make do with what we have. It's going to be not a lot on this card, but we're going to add a few details, so that is not going to be a problem. So let's come in with some foam pads. This is probably about a 2 or 3 millimeters. So I'm just going to pop some on this sentiment, and I haven't gone all the way along because it is going to be coming over the top. Just slipped and put that on there where we shouldn't, so let's just cut that out of the way. I'm pretty sure I may have some cog dies somewhere, but I just have got no idea where they are at the moment. Still in the process of moving things around, because I want to move my sort of video making station downstairs so that I can play more during the day, because that's where I spend most of my time. I have to come upstairs to make videos at the moment, but it also means that I could possibly be making a video a day, and not just with Hunkydory. I'd like to do some with other things as well, although I do love to play with Hunkydory the most, I have to be honest. So I'm just putting tacky glue on there just to give us a little bit of float time to get that in the right place. So hand about straight, let's just hold that up. Yeah, we're happy with that. Okay, so let's just think on how we can jazz this up. So we could add, let me just give that a little bit of a shape, because I can see it's just curling a little, and with this glue it will dry that way if I let it. So we have got this lovely background here to play with. So what I thought I could do is bring in some of those peel-offs that we used before, you know, the little ones. So some of these on this sheet here, they have a sort of, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it's kind of got, yeah, I think it might show you, a little edge on it, like a little teeth. So I thought I could come in, I'm not going to go over that cog, so I'm going to take that up to that cog, and I might need to just straighten it a little bit, but we'll worry about that in a second. We'll just try and get the pieces measured first of all. I'm going to put that to there, and then across to there. I think that's not too bad. There's not too on the wonk, so I'm quite happy with that. And then what I'm going to do is just take another one, if I can. And for this one, because I am going in without a guide, let's just pop that up there. just going to stick that on there. So it all depends on whether my paper is straight or not. But hopefully that should be straight-ish. So let's trim that off. And put that back on there, obviously save that. Now I have to be honest, I'm not sure if peel-offs are still available. I know they are kind of making a bit of a comeback, and so are rub-ons. Goes up a little bit that side. So it could be something that you might be able to find. I've had these very long time, and I know a couple of you guys have commented and said you've had peel-offs for a long time as well. I think it depends on how long you've been crafting. It used to be about anything from £1.25 down, really. I know with prices these days it's difficult, isn't it? So they do go up. I'm just wondering whether I want to put a bit on here or not. No, I'm not. So I'm just going to get one other thing. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in a piece of copier paper. I'm going to pop that up, and I've got this Spectrum Noir acrylic paint pen with this gold. Okay, so I'm just going to do what I do sometimes on my other cards as if I'm inking. I'm just going to give this, actually let me just give it a little bit of a pump down, make sure there's plenty of ink in that nib. It's just going to give that a little bit of a spray, and then if I just fold that over, just protect my topper a little bit. Just put a bit on that top as well. So that's just an acrylic pen. You may have inks. I know there's loads of other products that you can splatter or spatter with. I was trying it. You can do it even with the glitter, you know, like with the glitter ink. But I'm just trying to keep it a little bit sort of masculine. And that's just, you can just see that add into there. Again, if you've got any of those little cogs, go over the top with that. Add that gold in. It's going to be stunning. So let's come back to some gems just to finish off. I might even put some on those cogs. Down here, let's get that bubble out of my glue. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some little ones in the centres. I won't do any in the behind ones, and then I might do 3 there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, perfect odd number. Okay, so let's grab the tool. Let's find the smallest one first of all, which will go there. We've got one there. Maybe slightly bigger one there. And then a smaller one again there. And then I want 3 medium sized ones. It's a bit bigger, I think. 1, 2. Come on out, don't hide. Maybe the same. There we go. So that is that one finished for me. So it's very simple, quite quick, just a little bit of splatter paint, a little peel off, and some of those papers. I have got a bit of glue on there, but it will dry clear, and that one topper and the sentiment. So that is the beautiful little chihuahua finished. So I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, going to come in again with, like I said, a 6x12. We are going to do a reverse easel for this one. I thought, haven't done one for a while, and I thought it would suit this this image. So Let me just put my scissors back in there so I can find them when I need them. So I just need to score at 3 and at 6. So that's going to give me my half fold. And then, actually I'm going to fold it that way because it's a slightly wider card on this side. And then it needs to go back on itself. So really it's like you're doing a fold back card or a Z fold. Okay, so I'm just checking because that's better fold, so it's just not quite cut properly. So let me just grab my trimmer and we'll just cut that down just a little bit just to make it straight. Nothing worse than a card that's not straight. So there we go. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so the card itself will go like so. So your topper will be on here. Okay, so we need to prepare a base and a top. I am going to be using a cute Henry dog, so that's what we're going to be doing this time. So let's start with the base. I'm going to go 2 notches under the 6 and 2 notches under the 6, and then I need another piece to do the top one, which is going to be 2 notches under the 3 by 2 notches under the 6. Okay, and then if I bring in the coordinating cardstock on this one, piece up there, and I'm going to cut this to 4 notches under the 6, and then I want 4 notches under the 3. So I've still got a lovely chunk of card there. Hopefully that should fit onto there quite nicely, and that should go onto there. Just take a tiny bit off that. And just check that still fits nice. Just going to take a tiny bit more on that side. There we go. That's much better. That's nice on there, and then let's have a look on the bottom one. That needs a little bit off the side as well. Okay, let's try it. It's just because I've trimmed that card down, so it's always worth checking. It's not something I always remember to do, but that should be fine. Let's just try it with the gold side. Just take that a little bit. Just difficult, and then you've got to remember which way you cut it. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So if you need any of the borders for that other card, then these are perfect. I mean, that is a super thin piece, which would have done. So I need to swap it out now for the Hunkydory trimmer, because for the base I wanted to use the insert paper. So let me just grab one that matches, and I think, if I remember rightly, it isn't one with a dog on. There might be one with a dog on. You'd think there would be, but I know there's one with a rabbit on, and one with a cat. There's the rabbit. Ah, there we are. There's Henry. There we go. So I thought I would use this box bottom piece, so it can still be written on and it's still beautifully decorative. I just find that that other trimmer doesn't cut this paper so very well. I'm just going to take that down first of all to 4 notches under the 6. I'm probably going to have to trim that a little bit more. So let's just take a tiny bit off that bottom because that corner's dog-eared anyway. Dog-eared, picture of a dog, the dog-eared corner. And that is fine. Obviously save these bits, it's still beautifully, it's patterned, there's a delicate sort of pattern to it, which is nice. Okay, so I think we are set. No, there is one other thing I need to do. So I'm going to bring out a scrap of white card. Yeah, I think that should be fine. And because I want to raise this up and give this dimension, oops, it's Henry. And here's our frame. So what I'm going to do is just move that out of the way. I'm going to pop this on, so I'll put it up to that edge there. I'm going to, doesn't matter if it's slightly smaller, in fact that actually hides it quite well. If you've got a die the same shape, then obviously do use that. I'm just going to cut around that just as neat as I can. It's going to be hidden behind, you're not you're not going to see any of it at all. It's just there to help support that card. If you've got a scan and cut, you could even scan that frame in and get the perfect shape that way. And just check that's going to hide it all. Just needs to come off a little closer on that side. So just take a fly's eyelash off. And around that corner, and we should be fine. There we go. Last check. Perfect. Okay. So pencil out the way, scissors out the way. Let's do a bit of assembling. So it's copy there. So again, all-purpose glue. My tacky glue in the corners. Like I say, that is optional. Hopefully this is the right way around. There we go. And again, because this is paper, put in all-purpose there. Now if you're wanting people to, oh, I put the wrong glue on, but hopefully we'll get away with it. I should have put the dotty one, but if you're wanting people to write on this, it's quite important to make sure that you give that a really good squash down so that that goes flat. None of that glue is lumpy and bumpy. Okay, so there we've got that beautiful little image. So let's come to this piece here. Again, if you've got that cog die, you could be adding bits of that in. I think they even had some chipboard ones, didn't they? Chipboard cogs, you know, those would be perfect. Put that onto there. Move that just slightly up. Okay. And then again with our next layer. And that is onto there again. Really nice squash down. Make sure get a nice lot of contact with that glue. Okay, so for this one I want two different heights. So I'm going to use, actually those might be a little bit too wide, so I'm just going to cut those in half. And then I'm just going to go around these edges. Oops. And round. Just going to put a good amount on so that we get a good amount of support with it holding on to that piece underneath as well. I'll probably get away with going to there, I think. There's actually a frame I haven't popped out as well. There's a thinner one. I can see it. Let's see if we can, look how super thin that is. Wow. It was so thin I didn't even see it. Let's pop that through, and what I'll do is I'll put this one flat if I can get it out without breaking it. There we go, 1, 2, and then just there. Guys, look how thin that is, man. I mean, that is the pad. You can see how thin. Wow, that is awesome. Okay, so let's come in. Should be nice and easy to pop this onto there, but I am going to be using my plenty of glue to give me that time. So I'm just trying to get these pads off, but they're fighting back. So in the magazine it's saying now that there are no more new launches, although they have talked about the big bottles of glue. So I don't know when they are coming. But what's been your favourite kit for the year now? If we've seen all of the kits for this year, what's been your favourite? I think I've had a couple of favourites. I think the Delightful Birds ones have been my favourite, even though it's a concept kit and I don't really do concept kits. That is one concept kit that I have to buy because there's just so much you can do with it as a non-concept kit, if you know what I mean. You must stop saying that. I'm going to get myself into trouble by saying something I shouldn't. Okay, so there it is. But yeah, what's been your favourite? I mean, it's been lovely. I mean, memorable moments. I'm sure that was this year. That was a nice one. There was lots of nice toppers. I think that free members kit the last one, the Christmas one, the foiling on that was absolutely out of this world stunning. So I'm just going to put this one on flat, so I don't want any white space behind. You might get a hint of the white space, but I don't want it to be quite so obvious. If you wanted to leave an empty space there, what you could do is, instead of using white card, you could use a piece of acetate, and then you would still have that sort of a floating effect. Okay, so for this next one I'm going to use those huge ones, which let me just grab my little pot in. Here we are, this slid down, the ones that I say look like bricks. They're 4mm, but they are super chunky. Okay, but they are also my favourite pad ever. So because I know it's going to go all in this space, I can just go ahead and pop these pads right inside. Let's see how that feels. Feels like there's a bit of a gap there, so let's just, make sure I've got my blade the right way around. I'm just going to cut one in half. Yeah, that feels much better. Okay, so I can peel these off. Yeah, so let me know what your favourite kit was this year. Or what are you looking forward to in 2024? They say there's lots of things coming up. I think they always do the special occasions and sort of memorable moments sort of one, don't they? The beginning of the year, which sort of has all of your, you know, you have a wedding card in there, you have a birth card, engagement, that sort of thing, sort of what they think you're going to need for the year. Okay, let's just pop him on. There we go. So he is looking handsome. He is Henry, so he would do. Okay, so then we've got this side. Let's have a look at the greetings. So I do need a stopper. I think just because it's Henry, I'm going to do this to someone very special. And I'm also going to bring out this with love, which I'm going to put on the top. I might even bring in a bit of ribbon for that, or I could use a pearl, but we'll see. So we're going to use the sentiment as our stopper. So now we just need to decide where we want that to be. So if I'm putting this on here somehow, I think it should be, I might leave that off. I've popped it out. So let's go, should we go in the middle? And then we can have some gems going around. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a little bit of red liner tape. That's going to give me a bit of instant stick, and that's going to allow this to stick on there secure enough for me to be able to show you it done without having to wait. And then I'm going to put some all-purpose, because that is a good strong glue. Turn this round just so I get this about, let's go around about the middle. And I am going quite near the top, because obviously I still want it to go in a 6x6 envelope, but I've still got to get this piece on as well. Okay, so I'm thinking probably I want to go around about there. So let's see, let's bring in one of these. I think this should be wide enough to go along. So you do want it to be of a good depth so that it really stops your card falling, stops that topper falling forward. So let's grab tacky glue again, and into there. It's not very straight at the moment. Let's bring that ruler. Let's turn it the right way, that might help. Let's move out the way, Henry, a second. I think I'm happy with that. That's going to go onto there, so I'll just hold that up so that you can see, oops, how that goes, like so. Okay, so just wondering where the ribbons have I got. I've got this black, got a nice bit of black here. The only brown I've got is kind of more of a chocolatey one. It's a bit too light. The other thing I have got, actually, new ribbon I got from AliExpress. This, I know the crinkles are really noisy on video. This little bit of gold. This might be best. Let's cut a bit of that. Let's see what it looks like when I make it into a bow. Let's go a bit smaller. Okay, quite like that. That's there. Yeah, it looks better. I think we will go with that. So this one I am going to put flat. So I'll just use a little bit of that all-purpose glue. And then I will have to use a little bit of my Kalau 3D glue gel for that little bow to go on. Just been the most reliable thing for me to use. And then what I'm going to do, should have done that last really, is grab some more rustling. Sorry, I'm trying to find a container to put them in. I've got another packet of these because I like them so much. Okay, I think for this one we might go with quite nice big ones. So let's go, let's put that down gently. Again, if you've got that die, that would be perfect. Actually, not that big, I think that's too big. 1, 2, 3. Did that big one go? Put one big one in this corner. And then a smaller one, I think maybe that size, down there. And then we've got something going all the way around. So let me move that out of the way. So that is the finished card. Let me hold that up. I think those are straight. I might need to just move them over a little bit. Yeah, I think that's fine. So that's card number 1, and then we had our little splatter card with that one there. You can see that gold there just shows up quite nicely. It's not quite shiny, but it just makes that difference on that bottom piece there. Just adds that bit of difference. Don't have to do that. If you've got something shinier, that would be even better. But obviously just serving suggestion. So left on this kit we have the cat, we have obviously the inserts I've shown you. You have a piece of printed cardstock with the cat on. We've obviously got this cute hamster and rabbit, and I kind of feel, not hamster, well yeah, it is a hamster, it could be a guinea pig. I did think maybe it was a guinea pig at first. I think it is a guinea pig. Colouring looks guinea pig-ish. That's not even a word. But I thought they would go together, being a rabbit and a guinea pig. We always kept guinea pigs and rabbits together. I don't think that's the done thing these days, but I thought a little card with those maybe. But that's for next time. So we'll be playing with the little cat there next time. Until next time, thank you for watching. As always, massive thank you for the support. Really do appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your weekend. And happy crafting.